Welcome to the Dangerous Women podcast, where the intersection of fierceness and femininity fuels empowerment. Our goal is to provide women with insights to unleash their power. Grounded in the 7 principles of self-confidence, we guide women to embrace their duality, delicate as a flower, yet powerful as a bomb. I'm your host, Colleen Conlon, inviting you to join me as we explore topics on health and wellness, empowering you to embody the essence of your dangerous woman. Welcome back. I am your host, Colleen Conlon, and I have a question for you. Is Taylor Swift a role model outside of her lyrics? Yes, I think most people would agree abso-freaking-lutely. But is Taylor Swift a role model for her lyrics alone? Maybe not. So Taylor is one of the most influential celebrities of our time. I don't think there's a single person who hasn't heard the empowering bops like Shake It Off and Love Story. She's known for her generous philanthropy, donating to charitable causes. She's a huge advocate for artists' rights and fair compensation in the music industry. She's a strong ally for the LGBTQ community and has gotten thousands of her fans to register to vote by merely posting about it on social. What she does as a person, many would agree, are admirable. But is it possible that because of all of the good we see her do as a person, many of us have overlooked the damage we've endured in many of her lyrics as an artist? And if so, is she the role model you want to look up to? I found a divide among people as to whether an artist has a moral-ethical responsibility to share in a way that's vulnerable and authentic, yet positive when they are as influential as Taylor Swift. And some people believe art is art, and it's up to the listener to interpret the words as they deem fit. It's not the artist's responsibility to monitor themselves. However, other people feel that when you have this type of influence, especially on women and young girls who might not have the tools to interpret the lyrics in a healthy way, the message can get skewed and potentially cause more harm than good. Now, for the sake of this podcast, I'm going to keep all of my examples to the Tortured Poets Department. It came out like a week ago at the point in time that this is being recorded. And I'm doing that because fans are saying on social that this is the most Taylor Swift album that she's ever put out. It's the culmination of everything she's done. It's the teenage petulance debut. It's the hope of Fearless. It's the lack of filter on Speak Now, the emotional roller coaster of Red, the pride of 1989, the angst of Reputation, the romanticism of Lover, the storytelling of Folklore and Evermore, and the dark reminiscence of Midnights, which is why it seems to be resonating with more of the fans who have been here the whole time. And I think for where we're going today, it's kind of our perfect example. So let's look at the lyrics for this one song, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. The lyrics read, "'Cause I'm a real tough kid, I can handle my shit. They said, babe, you gotta fake it till you make it, and I did. Lights, camera, bitch smile, even when you wanna die. He said he'd love me all his life, but that life was too short. Breaking down, I hit the floor, all the pieces of me shattered as the crowd was chanting, more. I was grinning like I'm winning. I was hitting my marks, 'cause I can do it with a broken heart. I'm so depressed. I act like it's my birthday every day. I'm so obsessed with him, but he avoids me like the plague. I cry a lot, but I'm super productive. It's an art. You know you're good when you can even do it with a broken heart." So some people are interpreting this song as, this is my anthem, which makes sense because hustle culture is real and unfortunately celebrated in our society. But that doesn't mean it should continue. Just because Taylor didn't put a pause on the Eras Tour doesn't mean those interpreting the lyrics this way aren't allowed to set boundaries and stop when their mental health is declining. You can say no, and there's nothing wrong with that. Other people have seen it differently. They say, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. We really never know what's going on behind the scenes. Even if someone's smiling and looking like they're crushing life, there's stuff going on that we just don't see. This interpretation causes the listener to have empathy, unlike the previous, where it's seen as a motto to live by in order to get through tough times, which is not a mentally healthy approach. So my question to you, which one of those perspectives would you want to embrace from a role model? Next, we're going to look at the lyrics for Thank You, Amy. When I picture my hometown, there's a bronze spray-tanned statue of you and a plaque underneath it that threatens to push me down the stairs at our school. And it was always the same searing pain. But I dreamed that one day I could say, all that time you were throwing punches, I was building something. And I can't forgive the way you made me feel. Screamed, fuck you, Amy, to the night sky as the blood was gushing. But I can't forget the way you made me heal. Everyone knows that my mother is a saintly woman, but she used to say she wished that you were dead. Some people have shared this song is inspiring. And for the non-Swifties, it's a dedication to the drama she's had with Kim Kardashian, or at least that's what fans are saying. Even in the midst of being humiliated publicly, you're able to still rise. The interpretation is, I needed this enemy. I needed this pain point. I needed this drama in order to rise to where I am today. So even though she says, fuck you, she's really saying, thank you. I need the drama in order to rise. Do you think that's true? I'm asking you. Do you think that's true? Do you need an enemy to become powerful? What would life be like if you could get that toned look? You could have physical superhuman strength by training with just 2 kettlebells at home. What would happen if you were on a program that strengthens self-awareness and courage so that you can develop a deeper connection and trust to self? What about this? What if you could be in a community with other women where you are encouraged to be assertive and resilient to build mental and physical strength? If you're waiting to hear what the offer is, this is it. Swing to Snatch, a 13-week kettlebell intensive, is my signature course that empowers women to get started with kettlebells. Work with me live in a virtual container guaranteed to grant you kettlebell queen status. To learn more, visit www.colleenconlon.com. Other people have commented, why would a mature adult with the success of Taylor Swift need to put out a petty song like this? Why is she writing in the context of high school? Is that because she markets her work towards high school girls, and in that case is letting them believe that this is how to view or handle conflict with an enemy is normal or natural or healthy? Or is this an example of how we see Taylor being stunted in her development, and that's why she continues to write songs from the environmental perspective that is high school? The saying, high school never ends, is a bad one, because it does end. There's a closing date, and some people can move on from it where others can't. And if you can't, maybe it's because you had a traumatic experience. And if so, is singing and hearing songs about high school the best thing to have on repeat if it's making you act like a petulant teen? Do you think a role model promotes needing an enemy to be powerful? Do you think a role model needs to bring up petty stuff when they are so powerful? Or maybe something's a little off here. What do you think? Okay, so the last one I want to bring up to you right now is So Long, London. Here are the lyrics. The spirit was gone. We would never come to. And I'm pissed off. You let me give you all that youth for free. For so long, London. Stitches undone. 2 graves, 1 gun. I'll find someone. And you say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it. my white knuckle dying grip, holding tight to your quiet resentment. And my friend said, it isn't right to be scared every day of a love affair. Every breath feels like rarest air when you're not sure if he wants to be there. So how much sad did you think I had in me? How much tragedy? Just how low do you think I'd go before I'd self-implode? Before I'd have to go be free? You swore that you loved me, but where were the clues? I died on the altar waiting for proof. You sacrificed us to the gods of your bluest days, and I'm just getting color back in my face. I'm just mad as hell because I loved this place. So we don't actually know what happened between her and Joe, and that's not the point of this. The point is how this is interpreted by the listener. She makes it clear she felt like she wasted her youth by being with someone that made her feel like she wasn't wanted. She was in an uncomfortable situation and treated like shit. She's mad that she had to lose it because she loved what she had. It could be taken as stay in the relationship until it feels really bad, you might self-implode. It could be interpreted as I'm going to blame the other person because I've done everything I can. But who's to say that the listener actually has done everything? It feels like a song around blaming, being angry, being sad, and I love a song that helps you to feel your feelings. I believe you have to feel in order to heal. But this isn't the first song around being upset due to heartbreak. And if we keep hearing the pain on repeat without action, it feels like we're supposed to stay there. If we keep pointing blame, when do we point the finger the other way and think, maybe it's not them? Maybe I'm the problem, it's me. And don't get me started, we could do this on Antihero as well. Is the message just feel the feelings? Or is it feel the feelings, this sucks, this is the story of my life, but it's better to be miserable than leave before giving it one last ditch effort? What does hearing songs like this on repeat do to our mental health? Does it create, again, more empathy? Maybe. Does it create a cycle of blaming others for our pain versus looking at ourselves? Maybe. Does it make us feel like, oh, well, it sucks for Taylor Swift, I identify with her pain. So if this is normal for her, this is normal for me too. Maybe. I think the healthy response to this song is what TWLOHA, which is an account dedicated to suicide prevention, wrote. It can be easy to get comfortable in your sadness, your anger, your fear. These emotions aren't pleasant, but they can become a place of safety. Breaking away from that, asking for help, and doing work to get to the other side is worth it. It doesn't have to stay this way. There is grief in letting go of things that are no longer for you. There is a loss in closing a season of life that you didn't think you would have to close. Your pain is valid. You do not need to take the next steps alone. Which one of those resonates with you more after listening to this song or a song like this? Is she a role model if we just look at her lyrics alone? That's for you to decide. Is it possible that because of all the good we see in her as a person, many of us have overlooked how we've behaved because of our subjective interpretations of the words we've heard her sing? Maybe. If you are someone who feels extremely connected to her based on her lyrics, and this episode has made you question some things, this is the time to empower yourself. And you do not have to do it alone. The next episode that I'm bringing to you, I will be bringing on mental health expert Christie Hebert-Ashbeck, where we will dive into identifying what it looks like to operate from a place of emotional maturity as an adult. Thank you for listening to the Dangerous Women podcast. If you had any groundbreaking takeaways from today's episode, please tag us on social at the Dangerous Women podcast. To make sure you never miss an episode, subscribe below.